from a forecasting perspective, what are you seeing in the next coming months or year?
In terms of specifically anything? Gosh, we are going to see another tax reform happen. We have just changed administrations, which means a different party is now in office, which is perfectly fine. But we are going to be seeing changes in taxes. So one of the things that the current administration is trying to do is get rid of something called a step up in basis, which means, and I'm going to kind of explain that here for a minute, if you inherit property, your value in that property, your basis in that property is usually designated at whatever its value was on the date of death. So if it was a house that was bought 50 years ago for $30,000, that's not your basis. Your basis is the $150,000 it's worth now, so that when you sell it, it really does minimize your profit. Well, they're talking about getting rid of that. So when that property is transferred to the heirs, they're going to be looking at the $30,000 basis instead of the $150,000. So we're going to start seeing, I think we're going to start seeing tax rates go up. I know a lot of people don't feel like it, but historically we've been at very low tax rates. They haven't ever been lower. They don't really have anywhere else to go but up. Some point in time, we're going to have to make up for the fact that we've just had a significant situation where we put EIDLs out for all 50 states. Usually it happens in small bubbles. EIDLs, these are not a new thing. The economic impact loans, these are not new things. If you've ever been in an area with hurricanes, earthquakes, any of those kinds of things, the SBA is there with these EIDLs. Then we have the PPP situation. So I think eventually, not this year, but starting the following year, we're going to start to see tax rates go up. You're going to start seeing minimum wage go up, which in the short term is actually going to help a little bit. It's certainly going to get the government a little bit more money, because if you're getting a raise, so is the government, because more taxes are going to be coming out of your paycheck. But we're going to start seeing a lot of those kinds of things filter in. We're also going to start seeing prices for services go up as the minimum wage rates go up, because most small businesses just do not have the funds to manage that delta. They can't just absorb that additional cost. I know a lot of people think we can, but we can't. So we need to raise prices. We're going to see a slow of growth, I believe, because people are not going to be hiring at the rates that they have been, because now they have to pay so much more per hour for an employee. And I don't think people realize that. For example, let's say you pay a good bookkeeper $15 an hour, and then they raise that minimum wage to $15 an hour. The bookkeeper's not going to work for $15 an hour. I now have to pay that bookkeeper $25 an hour. So it's not just a raise in minimum wages. And these are things that people need to be thinking about moving forward and planning for right now.
So I've been hearing rumblings of and this is not business related, but maybe some student debt gets removed, stuff like that. And you talked about a new administration coming in. How long do businesses kind of sit on that to see when is that stuff going to happen? Because it seems like it could be a hot topic now, but if it doesn't happen, is that something you just sit on? And it doesn't have to be the student loan thing, but how quickly do these things start to come to fruition?
Well, I actually had clients calling me well before the end of last year, when they started to see the forest through the trees and start making plans for their business with the new administration in place. So I think it's really, most very proactive business owners were already looking at that going, okay, what do I need to adjust going into 2021 and 2022 to make sure that I can accommodate some of the things that are going to start happening? So I would say that most of them, at the very least, were already thinking about it before the elections. And many are already starting to make those adjustments.